Hey kings and queens, Queen Tajay here, and I am back with another video. And in this video I will be showing how to nail sculpt and or repair a broken nail. So if you have one nail, there's no reason why you should have to soak off the whole nail or apply another nail tip by bringing that whole nail down. You can just go in with the nail form. So that is what I am going to do here. And first thing you're going to do, my nail wasn't broken, so I had to clip it off for it to look like it was broken. But what you will do is bring down the bulk of that nail and make sure that free edge is even. But the way that I cut the nail, it was straight enough for me to continue. So right here you would just see me bring down the bulk of that nail. That way when I sculpt, it won't be too thick for me. If you don't bring down that nail, and I'm going to what is it called? I am going to prep the nail as well, but I didn't have a lot of new growth. But just bringing down the bulk of that nail right here, you saw me switch sides because I am left-handed. The camera should not be on my left side because then I will be blocking the camera. So that is the only reason why I moved it. But again, I'm bringing down the bulk of that nail, and then I'm going to go straight in with my nail sculpting. This part is very important. This is how you apply a nail form. Take that sticky part of the form, put it on the back to give it some strength, and then fold your nail form under your nail. Now, as we all know, if you've been here for a while, you know that I have a very deep C curve, just as if it would be if I sculpted the nails in the first place and pinched it. But these were actually nail tips and they curve just like my natural nail. So you will see me right here making sure that I tuck that nail form under that nail and it fits flush with the nail. If not, you will have pieces of acrylic under your nail, and they are extremely irritating. So you will, sometimes it does happen, but you want to prevent that. That's an extra step that you shouldn't have to take. And right here, I'm just making sure you all can see. So again, I do apologize. But yeah, as long as that nail form is flush with my C curve, then I'm good. I can do everything else just as perfect. So I'm going to start out with a clear base. Some people start off with colored acrylic, but I do see how some acrylics, they could be a little runny. And I don't like to add acetone to my monomer unless I am working with 3D flowers, because I will want them to set faster. It was actually warm in my house, so it was setting pretty good. But if I would have added acetone, it would have been like hardened on me. And that's something that I'm just not interested in. I guess that's a very advanced thing that some techs do, but I'm just not there yet, and I probably won't be. I don't know. I like to get comfortable with things I know I can do and prefer to do and just stick to them. But yeah, I am actually building that free edge all the way to about like a 3.5, and then I'm going to go in with my colored acrylic. For this hand, it was like a blue, green, and off-white ombre, but I didn't take my green out because I just honestly didn't feel like it. I think it was like on the floor or something, and I was just like, okay, it can just stay there for right now. But after I apply that clear, I'm just going to go straight in and start off at that free edge. And it doesn't have to be a huge bead. I prefer to work with smaller beads when doing nail sculpts, especially if they're long, because then they get away from me and I can't control them all the time. The more acrylic you have, the more you will have to work faster, in my opinion. It's just like you have to watch out for more acrylic than you would if you had a smaller bead. And of course, as always, I will be doing the patting method. And with the second bead, I then drag it so it can blend in with the first one. And I always make sure that I have my shape in place. So make sure you're shaping as you're doing your nail forms. They don't have to be perfect, but you want them as close to the shape as you want and the thickness as you want, so you don't have to keep adding things after, the acrylic has already hardened. You don't want to keep applying more acrylic. It's not necessary, you know. After it hardens, you can figure out if it's hardened if you use the bottom of your zebra file or your nail brush and kind of tap it, and it makes a clicking sound. After you remove your nail form, you're then going to shape and file. I did this one a little wide, but again, that's okay because it mostly has the shape that I wanted, which is a tapered square and or a coffin, which is basically like the same thing. So yeah, making sure that's hardened. After that, I'm going to do my shaping and my filing, and then I'm done. You do not have to use the E-file, but I just did it because, again, I made it a little wider than I wanted. But I did that on purpose because sometimes I do them way too thin, and then I have to go back and add more. So I'd rather them to be wider and I could file them down rather than too thin and I would have to apply more acrylic. That's just ridiculous. So, yeah, after that, I'm pretty much done. After I file in shape, I'm just going to apply my top coat and take my beautiful pictures. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this one. I did this video for Bree. I can't think of her full name, but I met her on Mickey's Live, and she seemed so genuine, so I told her that I would make a video for her, and that is exactly what I did.